We get a phone call. It's a homeowner named Joe. Joe explains to us that his basement is getting water, and he thinks it's entering from the crack in his basement wall. We get another phone call. It's Joe's neighbor, Bob. Bob also has water in his basement, and he too suspects that it's coming in from a crack. Joe and Bob may seem to have the same problem, and they may even have similar basements in the same neighborhood. But at the end of the day, one was able to get their crack fixed for under $1,000, and the other had to pay for a more complicated repair. Today we're going to talk about how and why this happened, and the reasons for why pricing foundation repair is tricky. The answer to how much does foundation repair cost is, well, there is no answer until we see the problem. I know it's frustrating, but let me explain why we can't just throw a number at you. It's not because we don't want to tell you. It's because there are a lot of factors involved in this type of work. You see, there are different things that can go wrong in your basement or crawl space. This means the approach we'll need to take will depend on the specific problem. For instance, patching up a vertical crack with crack filler is easier than fixing a horizontal crack in a bowed wall with, say, earth anchors. A homeowner may also opt to do a complete repair with several systems, while his neighbor might be on a stricter budget and just wants to deal with the immediate issues. Even if you and your neighbor think you have the same problem, you still might not pay the same amount. Every house is unique, even in a cookie-cutter neighborhood, and we tailor each project to those unique features. Think of it this way. You may be the same age and gender as someone else, but that doesn't mean you're going to develop the same health problems and need the same medicine. Yours and your neighbor's house are not the same. There are other factors too, such as the size of your house, your soil type, how severe your problem is, and honestly, we could go on forever listing the variables. If we gave you a ballpark number over the phone, we can't promise that price once we actually get out there. We don't want to give you an inaccurate quote. That's frustrating and a waste of time for both us and you. At the end of the day, giving you a ballpark number isn't going to help you at all. Us being at your house allows us to make sure we're not missing anything and that we have all the facts. This is the only way to accurately diagnose your house. Some homeowners want to send us pictures, and that can be helpful sometimes. But think about this. You've eaten food, and you can also probably cook. But does that make you a gourmet chef? If you walk into a 5-star restaurant today, they're not going to expect you to go to the back and cook your own food. Likewise, we can't expect you as the homeowner to know everything we've learned in the past 30 years. We have a lot of experience fixing these problems, so we might find something you never even considered. You as the homeowner may not have all of the knowledge necessary to show us what we need to see in order to accurately assess the situation. A picture may not give us the whole picture, and in this case, it isn't always worth 1,000 words. If you're a homeowner, we don't charge you to come out and look at your property. You will be put on a schedule, meaning you won't get an immediate answer until the day we see you. But that's not a bad thing. These problems need to be treated with very careful consideration anyway. Rushing things and making snap decisions is likely going to end in disaster. Once we are there, we will give you an accurate quote, not an estimate, a quote. You'll see all the costs up front. If it's too much for you, we can edit the project within reason to better suit your budget. The reason for why most people worry about the price is because they don't want to spend too much money. Here's the thing, some things you can be cheap with. If you buy store-brand cereal, nothing bad is going to happen. Foundation repair is not cereal. You can't be frugal with it and expect lasting results. You have to pay what you have to pay to get the job done. If you don't, it can affect your health, safety, sanity, and ability to sell your house in the future. Some homeowners choose to deal with the immediate problems first for safety, then do a more permanent fix later. Be aware that this is not the recommended route because you're allowing the problem to get worse the longer you wait, and it will cost more to fix by then. But we do understand that sometimes you just don't have the money yet, and we work with you as closely as possible to make sure you're fully informed. Something else you should know is that homeowners insurance doesn't usually cover foundation problems, so this will likely be an out-of-pocket expense. Because of this, we have great financing options, so ask about that if it's a concern. Some homeowners think it's cheaper to do a DIY fix. Just understand that foundation repair is complex, and a lot of things can go wrong. You need to be prepared to call in a professional if your DIY fails, or you could face disastrous consequences. Because of this, it's rarely cheaper in the end. We hope this answered your question. We know you were hoping for a number. We hope you understand why we can't give you a ballpark number. Just remember that, no matter what happens, there's always an option out there for you.